Choosing the right material isn't just about style. It's about budget, function, long-term value. Whether it's wood, steel, or glass, it's about your lifestyle. Welcome to the Garage Authority Podcast. I'm your host, Jonithan Phillips, and today we have the return of the most interesting man in garage doors. The one and only Scott Cola. How you doing, brother?
What's happening, buddy?
Yeah, I'm digging the hat.
It's cool, right?
Yeah, I like the colors.
The red makes me look skinny. Makes me look about 45 pounds less than what I really am.
Yeah.
Gotta love that.
Today we're talking about steel, wood, or glass doors, or as the British say, aluminium. Aluminium.
Aluminium.
Why do they say it like that?
You know, they want to get all those pronunciations just perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why.
It seems a little pretentious when they say
a little
it.
bit, yeah.
I don't want to talk to any British person about metals whatsoever.
Potato, tomato. That's a whole different.
Yeah.
That's totally
it's aluminum. Actually, you have quite love for.
My homeland.
Yeah.
A small little island a long ways away. Apparently, you guys beat us in like some 4th of July thing, and you like shoot off fireworks every year to like celebrate. I get it.
Not in the greater Phoenix area. That's illegal.
Thank Christ for that. I mean, I get it. You guys won. It's fine. No, yeah, that was on my mom's side, and I got the privilege of being able to grow up there on and off till I was about 17. So, last time I went back, I was nerding out looking at garage doors.
Yeah.
And my family's like, really, are we doing this? I'm like, we are doing this.
What's the biggest difference with the garage door? So as far as I've seen some really cool stuff over in Europe as far as garage doors, but the one thing that tripped me out, and once I saw it, they're like, oh, we have that here, and now I see it all the time, is the extension springs that go across, like down the top of the track like we have here. And then I think it was you that showed me the picture to where they're actually tucked behind the vertical track.
Yeah, the vertical extension ones. I think the biggest difference there is being an island, they build a lot of their homes up. You know, they don't go out like we do here. We have a ton of room. So that leaves headroom challenges, right? So because they didn't think it needed that much headroom. Like when you go to the UK, if you had massive headroom, it just doesn't exist. Maybe more in modern homes. But with it being such an old country, they have a lot of those one-piece swing-up doors that are wood. And the spring system, they got a little creative with how they do it. It's a little bit mixture of torsion and not torsion. It's very different.
I want to go. I want to go just to work on doors over there. We'll probably both get the opportunity.
Oh, I pray one day. I keep telling the boss man if we're gonna go across the ocean. I know a couple people over there.
A1 England.
A1 Bristol.
I wonder how long I would have to be there before. I'm really bad, and maybe other people are. I'm really bad if you put me in an area that has an accent.
Yeah.
I'm so terrible about picking up on that accent, like I've been just there my whole life.
Yeah. Well, funny you say that. Like when I go back, you know, when I tell customers here, because we send a nice profile of a fantastic picture of me and my son at a Welsh castle, and they always say, hey, is that in Ireland? And it's great to break the ice and talk about that. And I say, no, that's in England. It's this castle. And they go, where's your accent? Did you live there? And I go, well, yeah, I left it in the pub. You know, a couple beers, it comes right back. It's the funniest thing in the world, you know? So, yeah, you start... starts making more sense, and you don't even realize that you're doing it.
Yeah. So whenever you were over there, going back to garage doors, that's what we do. You said they have a lot of like wood one-piece doors there, which kind of segues straight into like why we're here today. There's always the debate of steel, wood, or glass, and which material is best for the garage door. Yeah. So pulling it back over to America, what do you think is the biggest advantage of a steel door compared to glass or wood?
You know, the steel door is very forgiving.
Forgiving.
There's a lot of, if it's done correctly, you know, they tend to not deteriorate because of water and things like that.
Right.
As long as we don't drill into them and create rust and stuff like that. So they are very forgiving in that way and more durable in a lot of ways.
Right. Now, why do you think someone would choose, because there's a lot of homeowners, and I've gone there, where, especially when I work up more towards the east or any place that gets snow, you get the snow drift in the corners, it's a wood door. eventually it starts to rot out. It gets to the point to where the bottom of the door that holds the cable, like, I don't even have anything I can attach it to safely.
Yeah.
Why do you feel that some homeowners are so hard spent and just driven to pick a wood door, even though the maintenance is up there and, you know, some of the price can get up there too? Why do you think they choose?
I think it's two reasons, really. I think one is probably that old thought of, well, the wood's really strong. And they're not wrong. It can be, especially when you get those snow drifts that come in. You know, we don't have to deal with that here in Arizona. But
No, we don't.
For some of you that do, I'm envious a little bit. But that's where that thought is, well, it's really heavy, it's really good, it's really strong. And then the other one is, you know, aesthetics. You know, wood is easily moldable, and you can make it look super cool. You know, back in the day, you didn't really have any choices like that for garage doors. There was about 10.
Right.
You know, you could have anything you want as long as it was one of those 10 right there. Now, they found that people can build these crazy-looking wood doors that, you know, Honduran mahogany and oaks and different.
It looks like a drawbridge to a castle in England.
It literally
some
looks
doors.
like, yeah, and if it's done correctly, and I mean, they are impressive.
Which is funny.
They are impressive.
Because I think garage is a French word, and I think it
got
meant.
me on that one, buddy.
Yeah,
It could be.
I think the word garage, and if someone knows in the comments, because I'm too busy to look it up, I think garage is a French word, and it either meant like drawbridge or like something to shelter or protect.
By that.
And then,
Yeah.
and I think it's a different word, but that's where the word garage becomes like our thing now.
Look at what we took it.
Yeah, and then some people take it very seriously as far as the drawbridge look. To which, to your point, I think aesthetics-wise, there's some homes where it's just got to be.
They fit, right?
Yeah.
Some homes, you look at it and you go, okay, I see it.
Yeah.
I see that's why you went to that extreme to make it look like that. And some of them are quite impressive.
Yeah, I love it. I just wish that people would understand the maintenance of it.
Yeah.
And it's not only the hardship and the, you know, constant repair and maintenance that needs to happen, but to have something that beautiful and not do maintenance on it, and especially out here in Phoenix, how quick that sun, like we have them on. I've seen doors completely finished. I just came in there to do a little bit of finishing touches. And within 3 years of a monsoon and then 120-degree weather, and it breaks I'm a garage door guy. I'm a nerd about it. So when I see those doors fall apart, I'm like, come on.
To know how much work went into making that. And we used to tell people when we used to do brand new builds, like if you have 72 hours to do something to this door, we're going to put it in raw wood. You have 72, like no joke, you have 72 hours. Some didn't take it to heart, you know, and it would be, well, we took 3 weeks to fit. Well, you can't do that, you know, because now that wood has become part of its natural habitat and it has taken in whatever it wants, whether it's water, dust, and all. You have to treat that within 72 hours. Otherwise, and you have to keep up on them. That's what a lot of people think is, oh, just one good stain and I'm done, which
I think yearly now is, I mean, kind of depends on location, but ideally yearly.
Yeah, if you want to stay up on it, it is a yearly type maintenance thing, whether you're sanding it, whether you're trying to make sure the wood's not cracking and splitting and, you know, catching on the sides when it goes up and down. We don't think about that a lot, where we're having to custom make that to fit in there because it's just not normal.
My wife and me were watching, I do like the ASMR, like someone building something, like whether it's some guy camping out in the woods for 30 days all the way to I'm really big when people do really cool wood epoxy tables.
Yeah.
And Chauncey was talking to me and she's like, do you think that's going to get to the point where people have that in their garage door to where it's like the break in the wood and then the epoxy fill-in portion?
Oh, I'm sure.
I've never seen that.
I'm sure. You know, for AC people, they have the registers have the family crest on it.
Right.
I think it's only a matter of time before somebody or their favorite sports team. You know, we see it on the inside of the door. Please don't do that. Inside the door.
Unless it's the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, maybe. I know somebody would love that statement.
That's so funny. I guess we've talked about steel. We've talked about wood. What makes glass doors so appealing, but also in your professional opinion, what makes them risky?
Glass doors. Yeah. Well, again, it does it fit in certain applications, certain homes? Sure. Unless you have an aspiring hockey team for kids that want to try to make slap shots at the door, which that's going to be the risky part, of course, right? It is glass. Glass can break, and it goes everywhere. And also seeing in for security sometimes, we can do it frosted or opaque, or maybe eventually they'll get a cool switch where they can just black it out. And
Clopay's, Clopay's Vertistack door. They have it at a push button one.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I have to try to fit one of those.
That door is so fun. So we have a mini one that we're bringing into the academy that's on rollers, so we can take it to events. The students can work on it because it's a different type of door to install. It doesn't have cables anymore. It's like ratchet straps for it. The biggest thing is how much headroom you need, because all the panels are going straight into the header. But once I saw him click that button, I was like, do you know how many times that I've been with a client and they were like, I want the clear. Oh, actually, now that the door's installed, opaque, or now they want to put a tint or window film on it that comes off. And if it gets to the point to where it's just a click of the button, that'll make life so much easier.
It would. Now think about, where does it go from there rather than just the glass? What if they put different paneling in there that's not glass, but it looks like kind of a wood-looking cool door? Just the way that it goes up and stacks, being a Vertistack door, that's pretty cool. So I think that's only at the very early part of what they could really make that into.
You hear that, Clopay?
Yeah, get busy.
Let's get on that.
Maybe a little this way. I'm saying.
Now, in between the steel, the wood, the glass, how much, since we have clients and people listening all over, actually all over the world now, that's kind of fun. But cool. How much does climate factor, in your professional opinion, on making that choice if someone was going to get a new door?
Huge, right? Because the more water that is down by that door, that little rubber strip that's on the bottom there, that we hope keeps some of that out.
We hope.
Depends where you live, right? If you're getting a lot of water in there, water is not your friend, right? So it's gonna, even though we galvanize things and we try to do all the right things, that's going to eat away at that. And, you got a better shot using different types of doors, whether it be wood. And that's where we come in, is to giving advice as to what, just because we can doesn't necessarily mean that we should put a certain door in. So get some good advice from people who know.
Yes, for sure. Just call someone out. It's just that big.
It's really easy.
It
is easy.
Let's not make the big mistakes, because it can get costly. So maybe we should have gone with a steel door. It could have just been just a little conversation and advice. Yeah. And have you seen any combinations that you've been doing this a long time? Obviously, any door that you come across, you're just looking and checking anything. Have you ever seen combinations that work especially well? Like whether that's design of a home or the climate or longevity?
Yeah. Because it may look great, may not mean that it functions properly for your exact need, especially like we've talked about headroom requirements, and some doors work a little bit better in that environment where the panels can go back quicker when they're shorter panels. Some doors can have really, really long panels like Classicus and stuff like that could be really, really wide panels and long panels.
Bigger panel needs more room.
Yeah, it needs more room to move, and it's never going to be quite as smooth. And then what type of opener do we pair that with? With a lot of the LiftMasters that are coming out now and the Genies that are coming out now, there's a lot of different applications that really do go well. Even the side mount units work great in a lower headroom, so we don't have to cut beams. Beams are there for a reason. We don't want to cut them, right? We don't want to cut them. Leave them alone. Engineers out there, you're freaking out.
I'm going to do
a
public service announcement.
Here we go.
If any garage door company, and I'm going to stand on this, I don't care what people say in the comments, if a garage door company comes out to your house and they are cutting into beams in the ceiling to make an operator fit, no.
There are alternatives.
Yes,
to doing
we can
that.
figure out something
there's
else.
There's a lot of them, right? And you need somebody that has a lot of experience, and that comes, I think, from inexperience of, it's not going to fit unless we cut some of this off. And, that beam was put there for a reason, and I think we keep it where it's supposed to be.
Anytime a clients ask me to do it, I'm just like, yeah, we'll just get a structural engineer. If they can find a way to support it and test it to where we can get a little bit out there, but it's not going to be me. I'm not going to, what's over your head and what your family walks on. I'm just a garage door guy. I'm not risking any of that. And if you're dealing with a company that's willing to do that, absolutely not.
Outside the scope of our practice, I won't even shave off the paint on one now. But because there are so many alternatives that we get very creative with, and of course in our training, I've seen you do some things with the training there where I go in, and even after almost 34 years of doing this, I look and I go, oh, I wish I would have thought of that. And to be honest, I've stolen some of your stuff, and I do apologize. But it works awesome if you can think about how to get it to work a different way, and being able to do that and see it is super cool. Some of the stuff you guys have done is pretty cool.
Well, it's whenever you have a playground, like a training center of ours, you just got time, and it's super fun.
It was awesome to see.
So we've gone over, steel doors, probably the most cookie cutter type. We have a lot of fresh designs now. As far as longevity, we can, with, the finishes that they do on them now, and whether that's a zinking or a galvanization, they work great, and they're super versatile. Wood doors, honestly, it's just an aesthetic at my point. And it is, if you take care of it, will last a long time, but it has to have maintenance. And then we've also gone over glass, which glass is very versatile too whenever it comes to climates, in my opinion, but we got to think about security. We got to think about panel sizes with some of these doors. We got to think about the actual application. If it's made out of glass and it's something that you're opening 10, 20 times a day, and you're also running, your motocross bike shop in it, and that's just one wrench flying out of your hand. So maybe steel back or wood would be an option. There's pros and cons. I think most of the time it just comes down to aesthetics. It comes down to aesthetics and how you want it to look at your house, and just ask whatever company that comes out, what does the maintenance look like on this door? And maybe that company has a maintenance plan like we do. All of our clients, we have a maintenance plan to where we can service throughout the year. We go through all of our tune-ups, take 2 hours, about an hour and a half, 2 hours as an actual maintenance. So I think that's the big question that people have, and it comes down to, what do your house looks like, how long do you want it to last, and how are you going to use this door?
Absolutely.
So is there anything that you feel like I might have missed going over these subjects today?
No, I think the biggest thing is not neglecting those sounds. Usually those sounds that come from a door, if they're not normal, they're there to let you know, kind of like when your brakes squeak. You don't want to wait till the brake pad falls off before you go, gee, I should probably take it in. It's the same thing with a door. It's letting you know, hey, I need someone to come look. Those sounds are not normal,
No.
And they're there for a reason, and usually it's something that we can address if we can find it quick enough, and definitely save you a lot of time and money.
Yeah. All sounds on a door are metal on metal, and metal's bad.
Yeah, it's not
metal's
a good thing.
bad. And wood creaking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brother, it's always good to have you on. Thank you so much. Thank you
man.
so much. And
cool.
We'll try and talk to Tommy, because I think I want those hats to be the standard now.
Yeah, man, they're pretty cool.
They're pretty
Kind of
cool.
like the color scheme.
All right, big
But
dog.
Thank you.